Randonautica. Okay, so I drove out into the middle of nowhere and on a really scenic route, and I showed you part of that journey, and then I pulled off and flicked on Randonautica again to give me a place to go, and it sent me back to where we were, back to where the prison and the bells and all that kind of stuff are, which is kind of interesting. Feels like Randonautica is monkeying me around. So I clicked it again and it gave me a location which was actually on the route I was going to take back anyway. So I couldn't stop at the place that Randonautica indicated. It's actually in the middle of nowhere. It's on private land. So I had to come up, and the road was narrow in place, so I couldn't pull over until now. But now I'm looking at the other mountain range. So there are two. This is the smaller one. So I've got the setting suns. I thought it was quite nice to show you. I'll pan around a little bit more. I'm heading home. I'm hungry anyway, and it's going to be dark soon. So I think this might be the last location that we do. I might be heading home soon. Just wanted to say, really, I'm a little. You may notice I'm a bit oblique about the locations that I'm visiting. I'm not mentioning any names, and I'm just a little bit cautious about mentioning anything to do with where I live, because the internet attracts some funny people. So I'm just a little bit cagey around that, really. I don't really like to be too secret squirrel about things, but in some areas I think it's prudent, so that's why I don't. I mean, if for anyone that really wanted to know, work out my location, or the approximate location of where I live, not necessarily that exact location, but the approximate location, probably wouldn't be, you know, if somebody was determined, they would do it, but I don't want to give it away to any old troll, so that's the reason. So I may have more to show you. Nice how you get the sun and you get that kind of reflection of the sun below it, like a double sun. It's cool, isn't it? So I will head home now. I think this might be the end of my Randonautica expedition, but who knows? I'll probably make a decision as I get a bit nearer home. And thank you for following the series so far. So keep your eyes open for other episodes. So what do I think of Randonautica? Well, I don't think I'm probably using it properly. Did find it quite confusing. Anyone listening to this that, you know, is familiar and au fait with Randonautica could give me a few top tips, that would be great. So yeah, it's been interesting. I think this would be more fun doing it with other people. I wanted to do it alone today because I just wanted to get into a different mindset and stop doing the same old things that I'm always doing and get off that hamster wheel. So it's certainly done that, because it's taken me quite literally taken me off my usual course of action and away from my usual habits. So I guess mission accomplished. Whether that has any lasting benefit, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I will be in touch with you in other videos. If you want me to do this again and video it, and I will probably start further afield next time as my starting point. Hopefully I will have learned a little bit more about navigating Randonautica. Let me know. And I may or may not, I don't know. So I did say I'd talk a bit about some of the experiences that other people have had with Randonautica. So there was a famous one, and I can't remember what it was a group of people, they were quite young people. I can't remember what they asked for, what their intention was, but they went to a beach or a waterside area, coastal area. No, look, we got a hawk flying by, so that's good. Look, we got a hawk at least, a hawk of dawn. So I think what that is, what's called a New Zealand hawk. So yeah, fly around. Oh, look at that, got him. That's a good sight, soaring majestically. So that's the beauty of the fact that, you know, my videos are unscripted and I just go with the flow, is that you get things like this. I'm never afraid to interrupt myself with something interesting that comes along. So, Hawkie, are you going to come a bit closer, or are you going to go further away? I think he's going to go further away. So, okay, we'll come back to him if he comes closer. Yeah, so this group, oh no, there's another one, and he's closer. There's two on the wing, and some other birds as well, probably a bit scared. Nice sky, isn't it? That sunset again. So yeah, and they saw a suitcase that had washed up, and thought, oh well, this might be what we're supposed to find, and they grabbed it, and it had dismembered body parts in it. So that was probably, I think, the most famous Randonautica story. The other one, there's a channel, Nick Crowley. I'm not sure whether he pronounces it Crowley or Crowley. He's a young guy that does brilliant videos. He does a lot of investigative stuff, including some stuff on kind of some of the darker aspects of the internet and things like that. Brilliant. He does some brilliant stuff. Definitely recommend his channel. He did Randonautica, and I think he wanted an interesting experience or something, and he got led to a suburban location and a particular area, and an ambulance, I think, arrived at the same time to the house that he stopped outside of, that he'd been led to. So it's kind of interesting. But you know, as human beings, you know, we're programmed to assign meaning to events, even where there is no meaning. So it could just be, you know, all coincidental, random stuff. And you know, considering the vast amount of people that do this stuff, you know, some people are going to experience interesting and weird things. So yeah, have I experienced interesting and weird things? Well, I didn't ask to experience interesting and weird things. I asked for something to give me a bit of a reset. So just going to being sent to random locations in itself is enough to do that. So I don't know whether the mysterious powers of the universe were at work. I mean, I personally think they're always at work in all the little things. So I think they were. Yeah. I suppose disappointed I didn't, you know, come across the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant, or, you know, a portal to another dimension. But then maybe I suppose I should have asked for that if I wanted that. So I guess mission accomplished. I got what I asked for. And if I do it again, I'll ask for something different. What should I ask for? What sort of experience shall I ask for? That's the question. Tell me that in the comments. Or tell me if you want me to do this again, and if you do, what shall I ask for? What experience shall I? What intention shall I form? And what do you think of that? Do you think that, you know? Do you think that this it works, or do you think that, you know, it's just coincidences with no meaning? So on that note, I will say farewell for now. I think I'm probably going to go home. I'm probably going to grab an ice cream on the way back. You don't need to know that. So unless I get an inspiration to maybe do one more location on the way back, I might. Okay. So assume that this is ended unless you see another video pop up which says part whatever. I don't know what part I'm on already. So if you see another episode of this journey, and perhaps the journey has not ended, maybe the journey never ends. On that note, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, day, whatever it is where you are. Take care. Thank you for watching. Lots of love. Rangimarie.